I was wondering a few weeks ago when Trump took that first oil tanker, like, what are we going to do with the oil? And what are we going to do with the tanker? And then he answered the question. He says, we're keeping them.
How about
we're
this?
Keeping the oil. We're keeping the tanker. And then they've taken like 3 of these gigantic oil tankers now.
How about this? We put the oil tankers near the coasts of enemies. And then they know we can kill all your shrimp in a second.
Ecological disasters.
I just know, like, shrimp. Listen, you can't just take oil tankers from other countries. Like,
seems like you can.
It's piracy. Dude, I'm remembering the time that, like, would we give Iran's money back 25 years later with interest? That shit's going to happen again.
I hope not. That would be gay. But
yes.
Well, it was their money. Like, you know.
But we took it.
Well, we gave it. We held it until they signed an agreement, and part of the agreement was letting their funds go back to them. So if the same happens here, then Venezuela doesn't even own these oil tankers.
We did on it. Money from
that's them. Fair. Like let them have the fucking interest. I'm sure that's part of the agreement.
Just like we stole the oil.
Fine with that. That deal made a ton of sense.
Is it even good oil? Is this American quality oil?
Yes,
American quality oil is low quality oil, just so you know. What you want is sweet crude.
We don't have sweet crude?
Not in the continental United States, we don't.
Interesting. Does Canada? Does Alberta? I've seen those maps with oil reserves.
That dirty shale oil.
It's crazy how much.
I think you have it backwards. I think that I looked into this recently. American oil, I think, is the sweet kind, but I know what it is it's the lighter kind that is easier to refine. But America makes its money on this thick tar, like garbage oil that's much more difficult to refine. And we have the high-tech refineries that can deal with it that other people don't. Also, the thick sort of tarry oil has the output of the refinery better matches our demand. So they kind of mix the sweet and the thick stuff to get the right amount of butane, propane, gasoline, heating oil, etc. How am I doing?
Is that the only difference?
Yeah. So the U.S. produces significant quantities of sweet crude oil, especially light sweet crude oil from shale formations like the Bakken and Permian Basin. Permian Basin's down in Texas, which is low in sulfur and easy to refine. However, much of the U.S. refining infrastructure was built for heavier sources of crude from places like Mexico or Venezuela, leading the U.S. to export its light sweet oil while importing the heavier crude oil to match its refineries.
Because America is in a unique spot in that we have these really good refineries that can deal with your really shitty oil. And that's why we don't refine our own stuff. And I was like, well, how much would it cost to convert over? And basically ChatGPT is like, you're a terrible businessman. Why would you convert this refinery that can handle the stuff nobody wants and has a really good output for the stuff that anyone can refine? Like it would cost billions. And then in the end, you'd have a less profitable business. So that's why we are where we are.
Yeah,
are we one of their principal oil export partners or no?
Venezuela?
No. I don't think so. No, we try to strangle them economically.
We used to be the one of their main ones. It was like I can see the graph. It was like 16% of our imports came from Venezuela, something like that, which is significant. And then they turned us off, and now their stuff goes to China.
And so China's their main buying partner.
That's my understanding.
Okay, interesting.
But the boats are. It's one of those weird things where like the boat will be owned by, say, a Russian billionaire or an Israeli billionaire, but it'll be flagged out of like Gibraltar and owned by some subsidiary, and it's so complicated. It's like, you guys are up to no good. I could tell. I could tell you're up to no good, or it'd be, like I promise you, my boat was in my name and it was here, like where it was parked, and it wasn't owned by a subsidiary of any fucking thing. Y'all are up to no good with these boats flagged out of different countries. You're getting out of paying your taxes, clearly, while like
they're fibbing on our asses,
while avoiding the ramifications of an oil spill or some such, while still maintaining the maximum profits, like you pieces of shit. So I don't know who actually owns the boat, but I guarantee it's some Israeli or some Russian billionaire. But Trump claims we're keeping them. I think it's just another part of his like bullshit. Say whatever you want in the moment, and then let the pieces fall where they may. There'll be
That's
a
the problem. He says too much stuff while he's vibing.
Yeah.
And then afterward, they're like, President Trump, you said you were going to seize these. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. You're gay, by the way. Also, nobody answer his questions. He's a
he'd be like, seize them? You know, talking about seizing? Did you see us landing? Did you see those pilots put those helicopters, those beautiful birds right over those oil tankers? And you'd be like talking about like how well the Coast Guard Special Forces like captured pacifist oiler crews.
Right.
We got them.
They didn't put up a fight, I'll tell you that. It's like
they didn't fight, probably because they were at work.
Because they had no weapons and they were asleep.
They're not soldiers.
It would be like if somebody tried to conquer like a Chipotle and you're a burrito maker and you're like, whatever, man, whatever you want. Like
what he's doing is he's trying to starve that nation of any like economic success and put pressure on the cartels to go after he's trying to topple the leader without war.
Yeah. Which is like, look, they don't have a ton of reserves.
If this was happening in a vacuum of like a tremendous presidency, we'd be sitting here going, man, this guy's actually playing the 3D chess, you know? Like, I don't think he's going to fire a shot and he's going to topple this regime and then let them clean up their own mess. But like, it's not in the vacuum of a tremendous presidency, and it's in this quagmire of shit and humiliation and public outrage where you're like, I don't think he knows what he's doing at any point of the day. Like, did you see him taking phone calls from kids at Christmas night?
No, I didn't see that.
I saw the clip of him, of some girl being like, don't send me coal. And he's like, you don't want clean, beautiful coal? That was funny. And then I saw another clip that made me laugh where he was like talking to some kid. And he's like, what do you want for Christmas? And she's, I want a Kindle. And he's like, you must be a high IQ person. We need more high IQ people.
I thought that's funny. You know, a little kid that wants a reading device. That's kind of true.
Yeah,
I saw the one where the little girl calls in and he's like, "Oh, you sound so cute, so little and cute. How old are you?" And she's like, 8. Tremendous. It was like
tremendous.
Awkward.
What do you want?
For someone
probably some more. Oh, do you remember
talking about pedophile remarks? So you could avoid that.
I think the funniest Trump clip, maybe of all time, came about 8 years ago. You guys will remember this, where he was on the phone doing the same thing, like the Christmas talk to kids venture, and he's like, all right, now on the phone with President Donald J. Trump is 7-year-old Micah from Kansas or whatever, and he's like, how are you doing, Micah? Great to talk to you. I hear you're a big fan of mine. That's great. And he's like, yeah, Mr. President. And he's like, you excited to get stuff from Santa? Santa? You believe in Santa? Because, you know, and he like turns the camera. He's like, because it's 7, it's marginal, you know. And that was the funniest clip I think he's ever. At 7, it's marginal, like holding the phone to your shoulder as you're talking to a 7-year-old, because you know it's marginal at this age. You're getting like, from Santa.
That reminds me of Billy Bob and Bad Santa. He's got the kid on his knee and he's like, hurry up, kid. Santa's a busy man, and so am I.
That's a good one too. Man, that made me laugh. That's such a goofy tradition to have the president talk to children about what they want.
I like it. It's
and then they do the NORAD, like tracking Santa's sleigh. I think that's so fun and so good for kids. That's wonderful.
My favorite form of government spending.
If USA was trying to shut down,
here's what would make it better. Here's what would make it better. If they took some fucking fighter jets and they did flyovers of like all the major cities, and they had local broadcasts regardless of what time, you know, like, oh, kids, Santa's passing over right now. If you look out, you just might see him in his sleigh lit up, heading over the metropolitan area. Yeah, fly some F-18s over. What were they doing? Right,
turn the afterburners on. I'm
turn the red lights on. Oh, that one's Rudolph. You know, fire a few Hellfire missiles off. Let them know Santa don't play no shit. That'd be cool.
Okay, we've taken a step towards a little too far.
I mean, Santa certainly would have some sort of point defense cannonry on his sleigh, or he'd have been shot down by now.
I mean, flares maybe, but not Hellfires.
That would be
deal
funny
with air-to-air targets.
If he set it up where he was like, little little Isaac, what do you need? And he's like, I want to press the button that kills an Iranian general. And he's like, well, you're in luck because you're going to get to push it. We're going to do it. No one can stop me.
Can I give a kill order?
Can I give it? Of course you can, little Isaac. Say it. I want to fuck up Soleimani. Do it. The little boy's wish. You know.
That would be the fun part of being a president. Like, you try to pretend like you weren't having a good time, but you be down in the situation room, right? We're taking out a bad guy. You got the onboard cameras of the SEAL teams. You got this bank of like 8 cameras rolling. You got the other camera showing you the thermal view from up top, and you're watching them break down doors, and they're like, Mr. President, on your order. And you're like, execute. That'd be fucking cool.
You know what I would do?
Giddy as a schoolgirl in there.
President, you're going bananas. You're doing whatever you want. I'm bombing all those boats that are killing whales.
The Japanese, you're declaring war on the Japanese?
No, they're good about that now. They don't do it too much anymore.
No, that's them. They're the ones.
No, we have them on a nice. We have them on a budget. It's the Chinese. The Chinese kill them like they're mad.
The Japanese have a budget, and it's for like research and science, but it's fucking not, right? But they do stick to their limits, I'm told. China, on the other hand, is fucking Wild West.